everyone. I'm here to present the part assigned, which is focuses on two very important, which is the topic is entitled It's All About the User-Centered Design and Prototyping. So, when it comes to boot and product or window display, first the ability to review is the decision based on the user characteristic and also the requirements. And the second is the process of planning and prototyping. Here is the overview, which is the topics covered, which means it is reviewing the session based on the user's characteristics and also the planning and prototyping. And also the next, which is the relevance to boot and product or window display. So in this presentation, I'll walk you through the importance of designing with the users in mind on how to properly plan a display and why prototyping is key to successful execution. So just imagine guys, so when it comes to creating a building or if we are going to design a building, first we need to have our prototyping. So and also if we have a prototyping, imagine we are going to planning a building. So in our major, which is the drafting technology, we're going to make a plan. So make a sketch and also we will make a miniature plan. So that will, in that case, we will have our some example for our designing plan. So this kind of presentation will help us to delve on what is the very important of the when it comes to design. So the next I have here the definition and also why it matters. So let me proceed. So user-centered design, design that it is all about that focuses on the needs, the wants and limitation of end users. So why it matters? Number one, we need to remember is the enhanced usability, and also the next increases customer satisfactions and also support accessibility. So user-centered design means it is focusing on the needs and the preferences of the people who will actually experience our display. It's not just about what looks good to us, but what works best for them. This approach improves usability, makes the booth more engaging, and ensures that our message is delivered effectively. So when it comes to make a plan or make a design, especially in our building, we need to consider that kailangan bago kapag magawa tayo ng building. So first, we need to remember is gagawa muna tayo ng plano. So why it is important? Kasi there is a possibility yung kapag on the spot tayo gagawa ng building, when it comes to creating a buildings, there is a possibility na yung tinatawag nila na magiging vulnerable siya. So to avoid that kind of situation, we need to have we need to have a decision making. So kasi nakakatulong yung pagdesisyon ng tama when it comes to make a building. So the next is understanding users characteristic. So understanding users characteristic, the key I have here, which is the key characteristic to consider and also the application. So when it comes to key characteristic to consider, we need to consider the age, the gender, and the culture. So and also preferences and habits, and also the accessibility needs and buying behavior. In the application, adjust design choices based on target users. So to design effectively, it says that to design effectively, we need to understand our users. Imagine, kailangan magtanong muna tayo kung example, who are they, kung sino nga ba talaga sila, and also, are they children, sila ba yung mga bata, and also, it is, or if it is teens ba sila, or professionals. Kasi napakahalaga kasi ng pagtanong natin muna sa ganitong sitwasyon, kasi kapag if we are going to design, or just like for example, madaming klaseng mga type na design na gagawin natin, especially when it aligned to the drafting technology. So nandun yung mga planning house or make a building, designing, and etc. So today we're focusing about the characteristic of the users, especially if they are teen ba or the professional. So what are their interests? Ano nga ba talaga yung interest nila, or habits or challenges? For example, if our target is young professionals, we may use sleek, like modern visuals. Or if it is kid naman, we may go for bright colors and playful elements. So ano nga ba yung point ko dito? Yung point ko kasi, kapag just like for example in the future, so all of us will become our future teacher. Tapos yung gusto nating room is colorful. So it means that yung point ko kasi is, for example lang, pag na-under tayo sa BEd, so yung course ko BEd, and then ending nun, doon ako nagturo sa elementary. So in that case, before kapag teacher ako, so i-design ko yung classroom ko na colorful, kasi para mas ma-attract yung mga kabataan or mga bata sa room ko. Kasi the more they learn, the more they have a comfortable places. Kumbaga, magiging friendly environment yung kanilang kapaligiran. Kasi bata naman hinahawak natin di ba? So kapag example naman yung, if we talk about professional naman, kung tinuturo natin yung mga adult or teens, rather like that. So maggawa tayo ng design yung sleek lang or minimized design, kasi especially as our adult, di natin kailangan na mas maarte yung design ng room natin, kasi adult na tayo. So and also this element can help us on also for the younger generation. So use characteristic this it help guide our choices. If we are a designer or etc., nakakatulong to sa atin, especially sa mga drafters. Kasi if we talk about design naman, so ando na yun. Okay, the next is, which is the reviewing design decision. So the question is, does the design meet the needs of our users? And also, can users interact easily? Or are elements distracting or helpful? So yung point kasi dito, talaga ba na, madami kasi tanong na, if we are going to make a plan, madami talaga tanong or katanungan sa atin if we are going to design, especially to building or design if you want. Kasi once we understand our users, we must constantly review our design decisions. Ask question like, is this layout easily understand? Kung for example, ang gagawa tayo ng building or layout, naintindihan ba nila yung building natin? Or if we are architect, ipapas natin yung mga plan natin, di ba? Tatanungin natin sa boss kung ganito, okay na ba yung plano natin, ganoon. Kasi there is a possibility kasi kapag di tayo magtanong tapos gagawa lang tayo ng mga plano ng bahay, so there is a possibility na kapag gagawa na tayo ng bahay, di ba, there is a possibility na magkaroon ng leak, or kumbaga di magkakaroon ng kaintindihan, kasi As kasi, for today's kasi, we need to have a communication. Kasi, if there is a communication with your boss and you also, magkakaroon ng maliwanagang pag-uusap, which is nakakatulong tong klaseng communication between the employee and the employer. So, yun na nga, nakakatulong yung pag-communicate ng maayos kasi there's a possibility kasi kapag gagawa tayo ng plano or make a layout, so mas magiging madali lang yung trabaho natin. So, ask questions. Nakakatulong to sa kanila. And also, can users interact without confusions? Or question is, can users interact without confusions? Are colors and visuals suitable for us audience? Yun na nga. So, this step ensures our design is not just creative but effective. So, itong klaseng katanungan na to, nakakatulong to sa paggawa ng design, especially when it comes to planning. And also, which is display, planning the display, which is a heavier step, which is the step 1, step 2, and the step 3, and also the step 5. So, planning is where the ideas begin to take shape. Start with a clear objective. So, research what your audience needs or wants, then write a design brief, sketch ideas and plan materials and budget. Plannings help avoid surprises and sets a clear direction for the whole team. So, imagine if we are going to make a building or a planning, ganun. So, nakakatulong yung ipagplano talaga yung maayos kapag when it comes to paggawa natin ng bahay. Kailangan make sure natin na tama ba talaga to, or okay ba to, or nakakaakit ba to, or durable ba to. So, nakakatulong tong klaseng ganitong katanungan when it comes to make a building. The next, which is the prototyping process. So, in prototyping process, make a draft. So, in short, in this definition, draft version of the display to test ideas and gather feedback. And also, the type of this, which is the paper sketches, digital mock-ups, and a mini model. So, after planning, we move to prototyping. This means making the drafts, sketch, a digital mock-up, or even a miniature model. This helps us test how the booth will actually look and function before we build the final version. Diba? During our first year college, diba? Pinagawa tayo ng first, which is yung nagpa-plan muna tayo. Tapos second year, pinaulit-ulit na naman natin, and then the third year is yung miniature. So, itong klaseng which is which is planning and also the miniature, nakakatulong to especially sa mga student like a drafting and also the architecture. So, nakakatulong tong klaseng ganitong planning if we are making a simulation, especially yung paggawa natin ng mga building, we will make a miniature to make a final version. So, the next, moving forward, which is the importance of prototyping. So, in importance of prototyping, identify design flaws early, save time and money, improves quality, involve users in the process. So, this kind of prototyping, it really helped, especially for those students and also the teachers. So, why prototype? Why prototype nga ba? So, because it lets us catch mistakes early. We can test ideas, get feedback, and make improvement. So before committing time and money to the build, to final build, it makes the final result stronger and more user-friendly. Kaya nga pinagawa tayo ng research, di ba? So yung research natin is focusing on about product, di ba? So just like for example, yung build yung rather which is yung templates or drawing templates. So we will make a prototype product kasi to make a version or final version, kailangan mag-communicate muna tayo sa mga teachers, or since if we talk about sa research naman, di ba, i-define natin ito, tapos na yun, so gagawa tayo ng product, especially when it comes to designing, especially for the prototyping. So the next is, okay, before I end, here are some key reminders. Always think from the user's perspective, and also don't be afraid to test your ideas. Be open to feedback and willing to revise your design. So kaya nga pinapagawa tayo ng research, diba? So kasi pinapa-revise talaga ng maayos ni teacher para to make a final product, especially if we talk about research, diba? So yung research kasi natin naka-focus sa prototyping. So that's the end of my report. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you.